How you doing? This is Coach Smiley from Smiley Academy Martial Arts. We're working on kickboxing part 1, step pivot. So last week we worked on pivoting and our fundamental footwork and movement last week, right? So it's the same thing we're working this week, except we're adding a step to it, step pivot. So it's the same thing, slightly more advanced with adding a step. So regular pivot looks like this. All right, now step pivot looks same, but slightly different, like this. All right, so what are we doing? And why are we doing it? So regular pivot, I move my back foot and I'm here, boom. But if the person is coming towards me, sometimes a regular pivot is enough, right? But if the person is masked, is wide, and they're coming towards me, and if I just turn, I gave them dominant angle to my ear. So sometimes it's necessary to step around the person. So if they're coming towards me like a rhinoceros, I step off center first and I pivot, so now I have a dominant angle on them. All right, so again, if I'm this way, the person's coming towards me and I can't get out of the way by doing a simple pivot, I must step first, off center, and then pivot. All right, again, the person's coming towards me this way, I step off center, then I pivot. All right, again, coming towards me, I step off center, and I pivot. All right, now, opposite side. How do I step pivot to the opposite side? So again, watch my feet. When I do a regular pivot, this direction, my back foot moves. Boom, just like that. It's the same thing with step pivot to this side, except when I step, I slide my front foot slightly out of the way. So I step, bring the front foot with me. Again, it's still pivot, it's the same thing. I step and bring it with me. I step, bring it with me. I step, bring it with me. So my step pivot, 2 different directions, all right? I step, pivot, or I step and pivot and drag the foot with me. If you're southpaw, it's the same thing. I'm here, I regular pivot, I step pivot. Or opposite side, I step pivot and drag, all right? So make sure you practice that. Regular pivot, step pivot, all right? Back and forth with your partner or on your own. Ready? 1, 2, 3. How you doing? This is Coach Smiley, Smiley Academy Martial Arts. This is Michelle, Kickboxing Part 2, hook. We're gonna work on a hook punch, proper technique for a hook punch. Let me show you a hook punch real fast in a combination first. It looks like this. Up, step cross across. Up, one more, up. All right, now hook punch by itself, back up a little bit. Hook punch by itself. Up, 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 one more, up. Good, now what's happening? Hook punch. So imagine this. A hook punch is a punch that goes around. It's a hook, it goes around. If Michelle is facing me and my hands are up in front of my face, Hook punch goes around my gloves and hits me right in the ear. Boom. That's the idea, to go around, all right? Not just to go around, but you have to also understand weight shift the whole time, not swinging just your arm. It's your whole body. So yes, the punch goes around, but you also go through. All right, so what do I mean by go through? Imagine if you're at a table, there's a whole bunch of dishes on the table, and with one fell swoop, you want to knock all the dishes off the table. All right, you have to make sure you go through. Your arm goes through the dishes to knock them off the table. It's the same thing with the hook. I'm going through my target to hit with the hook, all right? So Michelle throws a hook, up, good. Now, notice what's happening. She pivots on the front leg so that her body, her hips are involved in the punch. Again, not just the arm. Again, up, good. Come on this side. Up, nice. Up, good. Now, what else is happening? Her elbow, her fist, her elbow, her shoulder are on the same line. All right, the elbow does not droop below and is not super high. It's the same line. Again, like sliding across the table. Hop, hop, good. Something else that she has to make sure she does. All right, she has to make sure the other hand stays up for defense. Very common mistake to drop this hand. You don't drop your hands. Keep both hands up. And when one hand is punching, the other hand stays up to defend. All right? So again, she throws up, hop, hop, hop. Good from this side. All right? Hips turn. All right? So get the line. Make sure one foot on one side, one foot on the other side. All right? So make sure her back heel is up. She throws a punch. Hop. Nice. Hop. Hop. Good. One more time from this side. Hook punch. Ready? Hop. 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 And one more time for combination. Jab, cross, hook, cross. Ready? Hop. Hop. One more. Hop. Good. All right. That's hook punch. Make sure you practice that back and forth. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'll be able to answer them in just a few minutes, or after, as you ask them, all right? So I'll see you guys for part 3 in just a few minutes, all right? Practice. Ready? 1, 2, 3. How you doing? This is Coach Smiley, Michelle back. Kickboxing part 3. Lead leg side kick. Lead leg side kick. So side kick is one of those techniques that it's meant to, it can hurt the person, of course, but it's also meant, it's like a teep. It's a teep, but it's out to the side. You can kick them and push the person back to try to come close, create space, create distance. It makes it a great technique to use. This is it. Lead leg side kick. Lead leg side kick. All right. Hop. 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 Nice. This side. Hop. 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 Nice. So what are we doing on lead leg side kick? So you're trying to align your foot, your heel is on the ground, turn towards the target, your hip and your kicking leg are all on one straight line. All right, one straight line. So when I kick, imagine if I'm on this line, everything is aligned straight back. So if my heel turns towards this blue pad, I kick towards the blue pad. Straight line, straight back. The goal is to hit with the heel. If I hit with the bottom of the foot, great. Never hit with the ball of the foot. It's always the heel. Straight line. Now, traditionally, you bring your knee to your chest, you throw your leg out, bah, you bring it back to your chest and put it down. That's like traditional martial arts, but it's not what we're doing right now. Again, it's like a T. So it goes from the ground, from here, from the ground to my target, boom, then right back, boom. All right, so again, I'm right here. It goes from the ground to my target, boom, and right back, all right? Trying to hit with that heel, straight line, all right? Common mistakes on side kick. First of all, if you turn your foot up and down, it's not a side kick, that's a front kick, all right? So you have to make sure your foot is sideways. That's a very common mistake that's made. Another common mistake, like I said, is trying to bring the knee all the way to the chest first and kick out. It's not how we do it in kickboxing. Why you get jammed very easily. The person sees your knee come up, they'll jam you or they'll kick at you and make you fall down. So I want to go from the ground to my target and back to the ground as quickly and as efficient as possible, all right? So I go from here to there, boom, and right back from my stance. So I'm here, it's just simple, up, boom, and right back, all right? So, number one, or front leg side kick, up, up, nice, up, good, side, up, nice, up, up, good, nice, all right. Coach Smiley, Michelle, side kick, lead leg. Practice that. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys for part 4, all right? Get busy, ready, 1, 2, 3. How you doing? This is Coach Smiley, Smiley Combat Martial Arts, Kickboxing Part 4. Kickboxing Part 4. So we're gonna work on what I call number 1 elbow or side elbow. It's a very simple elbow, all right? It looks like this. All right, so what are we doing? When I throw the elbow, I wanna make sure that my arm is across like this. I'm not making it flat. I'm making it so my pinky is out. My pinky guides the elbow. All right, I keep my thumb to my chest, pinky guides the elbow. I also make sure that when I throw the elbow, I'm not trying to go into the person. Not hit with my forearm, I'm hitting with the elbow. So I make sure I pivot. I turn my hips like I'm throwing across. So I throw the elbow, it is here. I go through, bam, not forward in, but I'm turning, hitting with that elbow, whether backside or whether front side, it doesn't matter, all right? Also, I make sure I defend myself. Hands stay up. When I throw the elbow, I have to make sure I keep defense. I throw the elbow, I have to make sure I keep defense. Why? If I'm close enough to elbow you, you're close enough to elbow me. So again, my hands are up, I throw elbow, bomb. I come back, 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 common mistakes. Now keep your hands up. Look, when I throw the elbow, it is not this, right? It's not even this, right? Because I don't want to get hit with an elbow. I have to make sure my hand protects my head when I throw the elbow, here and here. Also, again, like I said, I make sure it's not flat, but it's a sharp elbow. Pinky out, pinky out. The elbow I do with my back arm is the same I do with my front arm, but I don't switch my feet. Another common mistake. You get really good with one side, throw the elbow, bam. You throw the opposite side, don't switch your feet first, bam. I have to be able to throw the same elbow from my stance, whether it's my right foot in the back, right foot in front, left foot in the back, whatever, it doesn't matter. Same elbow from either side correctly, all right? So I'm throwing the elbow, bam. Feet don't switch. I'm throwing the elbow, bam. Feet don't switch from my stance, all right? Another common mistake on the elbow is not turning the hips. So if I'm just throwing the elbow and no hips involved, first, I won't reach my opponent most of the time, all right? Number two, if I can't reach them, but I'm in range to get hit with an elbow, I get hit and they don't get hit. It's not good. So it should always be, if I'm getting hit, they need to get hit also. So when I throw, I make sure I turn my hips so I can reach. Bam, I reach through, I pivot. Bam, turn the body through. Bam, turn the body through. Bam, turn the body through, all right? And listen, in the event you have to throw an elbow at someone, just remember, you're close enough to hit them. They're also close enough to hit you. So you have to almost accept the fact that you're gonna get caught with an elbow. If you accept that fact, it makes it a little bit easier for you to throw elbows because you know, just accept it. I'm gonna get hit, I might as well give it all I got. I'm gonna get hit anyway, so bam, you give it to him, all right? So side elbow, or number one elbow. Again, let's try this. Through. In the air, if you don't have anything to hit, right? Just Coach Smiley, practice those. Ready? 1, 2, 3. How you doing? This is Coach Smiley, Smiley Academy Martial Arts back, part 5 review. All right, so what did we work on today? We worked on step pivot, or not just a regular pivot, but when I go to pivot, I step first, or I step and drag, all right? Step pivot. What else did we work on? We worked on proper technique for a hook punch. When I throw a hook punch, remember, it's like I'm sliding my arm across the table. And look, hook punch can be thrown this way. Some people throw it. Some people throw hook punch this way. I like to throw it this way, because it's how I see Mike Tyson throw hook punch. So I'll throw it the way Mike Tyson throws it, right? So I throw my hook punch here, right? Hook punch, make sure your body's involved. You pivot, weight shift, weight distribution, all those things. Elbow as high as your shoulder and fist. Make sure it's not drooping down. It's not too high so it'll hurt your shoulder, right? Hook punch, proper technique. Then we worked on lead leg side kick. Remember, lead leg side kick, I go from the ground to my opponent, back to the ground as quickly and as efficient as possible. I don't have to bring my knee to my chest and chamber and hold it up and stick it out and everything like that, right? It's just ground to kick and then right back, boom, hard. I kick through my target. Whatever I'm kicking, I don't kick at, I kick through. And then last but not least, elbow. Number one, elbow or side elbow. I'm going also through whatever I hit. Through whatever I hit. And I keep my hands up for defense. Make sure you pivot, to put your hips into everything and go from there, right? So this is Coach Smiley. Listen, don't forget, post a video of you doing all the techniques that we did today and put it in the comments below. You get credit for today. You get checked in attendance, all that good stuff, all right? So don't be afraid. Let's see what you got, all right? It's Coach Smiley, Smiley Academy Martial Arts. Let's get it. To be the best on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. To be the best.